Open. All right.
Let me open my thing. I don't see anybody. Hi, welcome. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Bernadette. Hi, Shanice and Deanne and Heather and Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, George. Hey, Kim. Luan, Latacha, Lynn. Hello, all. Happy, what's today? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I am headed to a retreat in a few minutes, and so I am already on Friday. I'm at the end of the week already.
Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Rebecca and Sandra. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Taquana. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Wendy. Good morning, all the way from Oregon. Hello, hello, hello. Well, welcome to another session of Staying Strong and Positive for ourselves and our children. We're super excited today to be with you. Every day is this is a short week because we're not today and tomorrow, right? Or today is the last day? Yeah, today is the last day for this week. Wow. So we are super excited to have with you today one of our favorite presenters, Tunga Otis. Yay! And she is going to talk to us today and encourage us to keep calm and carry on. If you are familiar with her style, you know it's going to be a great conversation, a lot of interaction, and so you guys know what to do, okay? And I'm your host today, Sarita Sashton, for those of you guys who may or may not know me. Just a reminder. All right. So our ways to engage, if you aren't talking, please put your phone on mute. We got that already. When you're ready to comment, you can raise your hand and we'll unmute you. And then you'll need to unmute yourself to be heard. And if you want to come online with us, just raise your hand and we would love to make you a panelist and allow you to speak with us. Please be patient with us. You know, sometimes we can get a nice sized group on here and it takes a while to get to everybody. Please feel free to type your comments in the group chat and make sure it's going to all panelists. And not just panelists and attendees and not just the panelists, okay? So that you're not like, hey, Rogel, hey, boo. Okay, sorry, I keep going. And these are agreements, and you guys are familiar with these, right? Speak from your own experience, use I statements, and golden rule, treat other people the way you want to be treated. And of course, this wraps up all of our parent cafe agreements in a nice little bow, right? Because no one has to, we're asking you not to judge and not to give advice or any of those things, but to really share from your own experience. And then full presence, please no multitasking. You took this time out to be with us for lunch, and we really want you to enjoy it. I mean, this is your downtime, okay? So no multitasking. Just be part of the conversation. And most importantly, if you need a minute, take a minute. Sometimes these conversations can, bring up things and you might get emotional. You may not. You might just need to step away for a minute. If you need to do that, go ahead, do what you need to do. And we will be here waiting for you. Okay. So I see you already putting stuff in the chat. Do we all agree to these agreements? Yes, I see the agreements coming through. So I think it's a safe space. And at that point, I'm going to turn it over to our presenter today, Tunga.
Hi, Sarita. Hello, all. I am so glad that you guys asked me to come back, and I missed all the Be Strong family. So I hope that everything is going well with everyone. And I'm just glad to be here again to talk about something that I think is close to everyone that's here today, trying to keep calm and carry on, especially as we're facing this new reentry. Sarita, I don't know about you, but, getting back to the way things were, getting back to the office, commuting again, all those social obligations, they've kind of got my anxiety level right back up there. How about with you?
Yeah, it's a little scary. I keep thinking in my mind, like for the whole year, for a year and a half, we've heard, wear your mask, you're all gonna die, wear your mask, wear your mask. And then all of a sudden, like nothing, no mask. And people are hugging again and congregating again. And I feel like I'm in an alternate universe. Like what happened? Did last year really happen? Or was it just something I imagined? So that's sort of where I feel with this. It's sort of mind blowing, I think.
And I never have had social anxiety before, but it
Mhm.
seems like it's something that's kind of stirring up inside of me. You know, I'm around other people, now I'm kind of
Yeah,
I'm kind of
yeah,
back, not just being 6 feet apart, but I don't know, my social skills kind of might have went out the window during the quarantine in pandemic time. So I'm trying to get back acclimated to people again.
yeah,
It's just crazy. So
yeah, that's real. Tandra said, yes, Tanja, the re-injury transition has been interesting for me as well. Yeah, so we're not the only ones
right, you know,
feeling that angst.
it's another transition. You know, we went from one transition to another transition, and now we're at another transition. So just this new normal, trying to get back in the new normal, is very stressful. So today we're just really going to talk about emotional wellness.
Mm.
And if we go to the next slide, I have a poll question for everyone. Next slide, please. Okay. Based on this CAT scale, I want you all to share with me how you're feeling today. And please put it in the chat. So, Sarita, I want you to study it.
That's how I feel every day. I feel like at the beginning of the day, like, yes, today is a new day. What can I get into? And then by like now, I start feeling like, oh, I could just go to sleep, Jesus. And I need a cat nap. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a cat napper. Like I need 10, 15 minutes tops, and then I'm good. I just need to get it out of my system, and then I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the day. But I'm a cat napper. We got a lot of sevens and some threes. We got a one.
That's what I'm hitting on today. 3s and 7s. I'm a combination.
No, we got a one. I didn't even see that one up there. We got a lot of sevens. Hilarious. We got some 8s. Oh no.
No, don't be an 8.
Most everybody's like they're 7. Let me see. Or 5. We got a 5. Yeah, I felt like that too. And we got a 1. That's funny.
Well, you know, being aware of your emotions, that's one of the first steps towards emotional wellness. And, you know, like you said, being funny. I think that humor is something really good when you're thinking about emotional wellness, because humor has got me through the quarantine, the pandemic, everything so far. I mean, just needing something to laugh, just having something to laugh at, that's just kind of been like food for the soul for me. And I used to didn't watch mindless television, but now that's all I watch, just something kind of keep me kind of uplifted and laughing. Exactly. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we go to
okay. Hold on. We have Adrian. Someone's asking for tech support, please. And I don't know, Adrian, Selena, I don't know what you normally do when you get that request. But Adrian, if you could message Selena Cornelius, who is our tech person today, okay? And maybe she can help you. Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries, no worries. So let's just go on to the next slide, get serious for a moment and talk about emotional wellness. So next slide, please. So emotional wellness is an important part of our overall wellness. You know, it's more than just being aware of your feelings and your emotions. True emotional awareness incorporates all of who we are. You know, it focuses on not just being aware of your emotions and how you deal with them, but, you know, being able to bounce back after a setback, feeling good about yourself, also keeping all your problems in the proper perspective, and also having good relationships. So emotional wellness is an attitude, and it's also a lifestyle. Yeah, so, you know, my whole point of today's webinar is I wanted to provide everybody an opportunity where they can kind of chime in and kind of talk about the things that they do in order to help with their emotional awareness and wellness. And then also just provides a few tips on ways that you can kind of cope with stress and anxiety and kind of, you know, carry on and persevere.
Do you have some examples, Tunja, of like how you take care of your emotional wellness?
Oh my gosh, all throughout this slide presentation, I have a ton of examples because, you know, one thing I found out, Sarita, is that sometimes they change. Some things are consistent, like, you know, sometimes my exercise and moving around, it helps me with my emotional wellness. Music helps me with my emotional wellness. At first, during the beginning of the pandemic, I was started cooking and doing different recipes. That didn't last. Then I started reading. So, you know, there's some things that are consistent that I do, but then there's some things that kind of change as time goes on and my mindset changes.
You know, that's interesting. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to
I was
ask
going to
you
say,
one.
yeah, that's interesting that you said that because, yeah, when I don't know why, when the pandemic, I don't know if there was a pandemic, I didn't feel like cooking, but I'm thinking another time in my life where I was going through something and cooking was very therapeutic to me. It was also horrible because I was baking everything and then I would like eat 4 cookies before. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. And then I was baking stuff and giving it to my friends, like, come and get this. I don't want it because it's just, I don't know, calming me right now or something like that. And then for the, during the pandemic, most of the people who have, you know, been on here with me before, like I've said 1,000 times, I would jump in the car at the end of the day. We worked so much to take our trainings from in-person to online, and we were working like so hard. And at the end of the day, I would just jump up and run to the car and I would drive west and watch the sun go down. And it would just do something for me. I couldn't wait to get out of the house. Like I'd be like, oh my God, if I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh my God, the sun's going down. I got to get out of this house. And then I would jump up and run. And it just gave me such peace. It just made me feel settled or something, like to prepare for the next day.
Miss Amanda Blake would like to share something.
Okay, Amanda, please. Amanda? Your hand is raised. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me now?
You can.
Okay. Now, how do you work with, you know, de-stressing when you have a caseworker that is fighting against you? You know, every move you make, it's hard to deal with him.
So are you discussing somebody who you manage that has a lot of feedback when it comes to your management style? Can you explain a little bit?
Okay, well, I have a caseworker that had 2 different DCFS cases I had with him. And he fell back on one. It wasn't my fault, but whatever. The second one, you know, I've been trying, I was at the point of getting unsupervised visits. And every time I'm supposed to have a visit, something came up with the foster mother or with the caseworker. This week, he's just not even answering his phone. And I'm just scared for my son's safety because I really don't know these people, you know, and I just don't have a good feeling about what's going on with um him. I haven't heard from him. I haven't seen him, and the caseworker just blew me off right now. So I just don't know. I'm really stressed out about that and my son's safety.
I don't know, maybe you might need to consult someone else in the department. If you've been trying to call that particular individual and you can't reach them, then maybe you need to reach out and speak to somebody else and share your concerns.
I've been doing that, and it's just like I'm coming up to a brick wall because they really don't know what else to do because they can't get in contact with nobody to figure out what's going on. So they're going through a brick wall and trying to help me, and it's kind of frustrating.
You might have to physically go to that location. Sometimes if you can't reach anybody via the phone, then you might physically go to the location and ask to speak to someone.
You know, I have been doing that with them, and every time I go up there, they got a nasty attitude. They really mad. How dare I come up there? Attitude. So it's just all the way around. It's not a good. There's no communication with them at that office. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and Aminda, can I just say there may be because for this particular platform, I don't know that we'll have all the answers that you're looking for. In regards to emotional, like how do you keep yourself calm while you're going through this?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay,
I just want
affirmations
to
are
calm
really
myself down.
okay.
About
Yeah,
it.
affirmations work really well for me. Affirmations, and those things are like positive things that you say to yourself, like I'm stronger than I think I am, or I'm an overcomer, or this is working together for my good. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. I just need to trust the process, or someone will. I put for me. I have on my bedroom mirror. I have a bunch of post-it notes, stickies, right? And those stickies are in a heart-shaped form. So when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I say. And I say these things to myself every morning faithfully. And they really help me to refocus on what my day will look like. So me speaking those words, gives life to those words. And then it just helps me to be in a better place for the day. So things like, this will work out. You got this, girl. You can do this. This is just one chapter in a big book, and it's not going to last long, right? I know what to do. I have the tools. I have the resources. Those kinds of things are the things that I have in my affirmation heart. And so I say those daily to sort of help me, through wherever I am, whatever I'm going through at the time. And also being mindful, another way to like reduce the stress is being mindful of the friends that I surround myself with, because of I need to be surrounded by people who are going to encourage me and give me the best case scenarios instead of the worst case scenarios. I also need them to talk me down when I'm up and not, egg me on, right? So if I'm having a bad day and I'm like, I'm sick of these people, and they like, girl, yeah, we sick of them too. And they all dirty, right? Instead, then I'm telling myself, like, you know what? My friends are saying, no, we got this. We're going to help you. We're going to support you. Calm down. You got this. And I think today's message is calm down. What's today's message, Tanja?
Keep calm and carry on.
Keep calm and carry on, right? They're like, girl, we got this. We're going to help you get this together, right? So my friends are very important too. What I feed myself, right? The things I listen to, the things I watch, the people I'm around, all those things help to provide emotional wellness for me. They help me to calm down, to keep calm and to carry on so that I can do all the things I need to do. And if you're in a calm space, it's easier for you to think. It's easier for you to receive stuff, right? That stuff that comes to you like, oh, I should try that. Or maybe I'll think about this, or maybe there's a better way to do it. those things are easier to receive when you are in a calm space, right? And so was that helpful?
Yes, because that's what I really needed to hear. Because
Fantastic.
I want to learn how to calm, after everything's said and done, calm down because this is running my blood pressure up.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
just,
And I think, Amanda, too, if we get through the rest of this, Tanja has some great other things for you that'll give you some more suggestions and practices, okay?
all right, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for weighing in. And thank you to everybody who's commenting in the chat. So Tanja, do you want to keep moving?
Oh, yes, please. Next slide.
Thank you, guys.
So I mentioned before, exercising, sometimes we think of exercising as just a way to help our bodies physically, but it also helps us emotionally. It's a great stress reliever. And because, it releases those endorphins, it gets your blood pressure down, all those different things. It's an automatic instant mood boost. And sometimes the after effects still linger on way after you finish exercising. And, a lot of times, oh, yes, I stopped when I saw the chat. Yeah, that's a form of exercise too. That's a good form of exercise.
Amen for Jesus. Okay. Thank you, Dana.
Right. Gina, that's a great form of cardio. So yeah, incorporate some cardio in your life. If you can't get all that cardio that she's referring to, maybe you just might want to get out and just go for a walk. I think walking is so underrated. It doesn't require any special equipment, nothing like that. All you just have to do is just get out and start moving. And, if you exercise for maybe 20, 30 minutes a day, it has hours of good endorphin feel effects afterwards. So try exercise in its many forms. Next slide. Yoga. A lot of people, I'm trying to get more into the practice of yoga. I dabble a little bit in yoga, but I try to do more and more yoga because yoga has so many positive aspects of it. It has controlled breathing as part of it. It has meditation as part of it. It has physical movement as part of it. It has mental imagery as part of it, and stretching. All those are good things for your body and for your emotions and mind. So I don't know, Sarita, do you do it, Sarita? Does anybody do yoga?
No, I am not a yoga person. I'm more of a Pilates person if I have to stretch. Yeah. Okay. I'm more of a Pilates. You want to say amen for Jesus. You're so silly, Sarita. And Adrian said, I do. Great. Yeah. I know a lot of people that do it. I'm not a yoga person. But okay, sports.
And, you don't have to do it, but maybe just incorporating a few little yoga moves into your routine, or when you get up in the morning, just doing some of those yoga stretches and movements. That might be a great way to get some of the same benefits.
Yeah, I do like stretching.
Yeah, it's really good for you. I think a lot of times people overlook that. They think about the weight training and they think about the cardio, but they don't think about how important stretching is. So that's just overall. And then sports. Some people don't want to really do any type of exercise like that, but they'd rather be involved in either a group sport or an individual sport. So maybe golf or tennis or something like that would be a great way to get a person moving, and then be engaged with other people and like on a team. So
I want to get involved in sports the way my body is set up. So
oh, come on,
I really want to roller skate, but my knees say something else. But my aunt skates, and she got all of us starting skating when we were younger, and I love it. But at this point, my knees are like, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. So yeah, I try to stay out of there. And I do love also water aerobics. I know you're talking about exercise, and I love water aerobics. Is amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
It's gentle on your body.
Yes.
Just about everybody can do it. I don't care what kind of, you might have some joint issues.
Mhm.
Everybody can do some water aerobics. So yeah.
Yeah, I use water aerobics to get me ready before I started back to boot camp.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Thank you, Yamuna. Yamuna says, Sarita, I went roller skating last night. You got this. Girl, if I just had surgery in December. I'm just getting my knees back. If I fall one time, I don't want to hurt any kids while I'm on the floor, because if I fall one time, it's over. I'm taking everybody down with me. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tanya.
I'm older than you, so I don't want to break a hip.
Yes.
I just don't even want to. That's one of those activities I'm just going to pass on. I'll pass on. Next slide. So breathing is something that we all do. And have you ever noticed how you breathe when you're relaxed? It's totally different than when you're stressed. When you're stressed, you have those short breaths, but deep breathing is one of the best ways to lower your stress in your body. So Sarita, I want to share this little short video, and I want everybody to participate in this short, deep breathing activity.
You ready, Amanda? All right.
Yeah, Amanda.
The first exercise in our relaxation toolkit involves something we've all experienced at some point or have been very close to experiencing: shortness of breath during times of stress. When we're anxious or stressed, our breathing becomes very shallow. The breath we take isn't fully drawn into the lungs, and there's more contained in our chest. This brings us to our very first exercise of stress reduction: deep breathing. It's also known as abdominal breathing, belly breathing, or diaphragmatic breathing. This technique consists of breathing through the belly and not the chest in a slower and deeper fashion. There are many physical benefits to this simple technique. Deep breathing lowers your heart rate, your blood pressure, increases your energy levels, and decreases your muscle tension and pain. Not to mention the mental health benefits, including decreased anxiety and stress, as well as improved sleep and a more focused mind. Let's practice. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Begin by taking a deep breath in and a long, relaxing breath out. The idea here is to achieve a slow and steady breath. Go ahead and place one hand on your chest and your other on your abdomen, if this feels comfortable for you. Now try and keep your chest rather still and have your abdomen expand and contract as you deeply breathe. Some people find it helpful to count while they take their deep breaths. For example, you may count like this: in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. This counting can help you with consistency. Try to practice this regularly a few times throughout the day for a few minutes. It will relax you physically and mentally during times of stress.
I feel better. It's
Cool.
something that you do all the time, but you don't. I don't consciously think about it as much as I should, and I try to always remember and say to myself, "Okay, focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing." So that's something I'm trying to work on when I'm feeling anxious, because it's something so simple and easy to do.
Yeah, I don't think I think about breathing either. The last time I thought about breathing, it's so funny. The last time I thought about like breathing, I was flooding. Do you know what flooding is? Like I was, what is the word? when you get ticked off, you get pissed,
Mhm.
right? Adrenaline flooding. I was flooding. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, am I flooding? What is this? Because we do a training about recognizing when you've been triggered and when you're flooding. And I remember thinking, oh my God. And I saw red dots and I was like,
Oh.
oh my God. And my hands were sweaty. And I was like, oh my God, is this flooding? I'm flooding. And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I was ready to tear up some stuff, smash some. I was hot. And I remember saying, oh, wait. I'm supposed to breathe.
Oh, yeah, what should
First,
I do?
I was like, what should I do? What should I do? And I was like, wait. Okay, breathe. And I was sitting there like, and then I was like, what else do I need? I need scripture. For me, I'm a scripture baby.
Right.
I was like, I need scripture. And so in my mind, I just started pulling up all these scriptures that I meditate on and that I focus on all the time. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. But that was the last time that I consciously thought about my breath, like whether or not I was having a deep breathing. I don't think I've ever been that mad in my life. And
Wow.
I just remember like, I'm flooding. What do I do? And that breathing really did help. And then for me, remembering the scripture, which is also part of my affirmation heart. It's full of affirmations and scripture.
That might be something you need to put on the wall as well. Don't forget to breathe.
Yeah, I needed that reminder because I was like,
because I don't think about it like I should, because it's just not part of my life yet. It's not a habit yet. So I'm that's something I'm trying to consciously focus on doing. So
breathing. Yeah. It's called adrenaline flooding, Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah, adrenaline flooding. We do a training about it.
Oh, wow. Okay, next slide, please. I'm sure this is a slide that you don't really want to see, but good nutrition is an important stress management tool. It's one of the best defenses our body has against stress. So there's we all know the rules. We need to try to, even though I have this gigantic coffee cup, you try to avoid, or at least I have one or two though, but I try to avoid and limit caffeine, because caffeine kind of winds you up. So you need to try to avoid or limit that. Also, we try to drink this alcohol in moderation, and make our mealtime calm is another thing we can do. And if you're like me, sometimes you're just on the go and you just grab some food and just like shoveling it down when you really need to just do some relaxed, mindful eating. That's something that will help with your stress. And avoid stress eating. I don't know how possible that is. I usually fail miserably at that from time to time. I do so well, and then all of a sudden something will come and knock me off my feet, and then next thing you know, I'm going to those puffy Cheetos.
I just said this last night. I said I'm wondering why I subconsciously sabotage myself every time. Like I did really good the last 3 days, like walking. I got 2.5 miles every day. I'm so happy because my knees are working right and I'm doing good. I drink all my water. And then at the end of the night, last night, I had a meal like at 9:30. I was like, why am I eating so late? And then I topped it off with a piece of strawberry cake. The day before, it was like 2 scoops of ice cream. Like, you're doing really good. Can you just keep it up? Just keep it up, okay? And so I don't know. I hate the fact that I self-sabotage. That's my problem. And then yeah, it's like I'm a Bible girl. I'm like, the things that I would not do, I do, and the things that I don't want to do, I do more of.
I know. I think everybody's guilty of that. You know, we all make mistakes. You got to be a little bit gentler and more forgiving with yourself. I mean, you're focusing on that one little period of time when you fell off course, but think about all that, those 2 days or 3 days that you were out there working out and all that. Sometimes we don't focus on that. I know I don't focus on it. I just don't focus on where I fall off. We can't do that.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe because where I fall off is why I'm overly voluptuous. So if I didn't fall off so much, I would be overly voluptuous.
All right.
Thank you guys. Look at all the encouragement. Somebody said each day is a new day. Focus on today and the future. It's okay to have a couple of days off. Someone said get a picture and put it on my screensaver and make it as a screensaver. Yes, I need to do that. And then each day is a new day. Focus on today and the future. Let's see. Did I read that one? Someone said I'm not alone. Thank you. Someone else said it's a familiar. Got to make the unfamiliar familiar. Somebody should explain that. How do you make the unfamiliar familiar?
Right.
Like eating more vegetables? Who said that? It's not showing up. Oh, she said yes. Okay. Like eating more vegetables or eating healthier. Because it's familiar for me to eat junk food or to have something sweet. Is anybody else like this? I grew up with people who ate something sweet after every meal. Like I gotta have something sweet at the end of every meal. And so then I'm looking for something sweet at the end of every meal.
Right.
But the fact that it makes me overly voluptuous becomes more stressful. And then I'm just like, oh, and it wears on my joints. And then it's a cycle. So then you're right. And when I work out, then I don't, when I work out, I don't feel the need, I don't crave unhealthy stuff when I work out. For me, I crave healthier stuff when I work out. And Adrienne, yes and no. Fruit is sweet, but fruit is deceptive because sometimes fruit can be all pretty and then you eat it and it's like tart and that messes me up and I'll eat fruit again for another year. I'm like, I'm all up all fruit because it drew me in because it was beautiful. I mean, that's what happened with Eve in the garden.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Wow, that's true.
The apple looked good and then it was over.
Well, you know, I know my.
Oh, Tamara said, I'm sorry. So Tammy said, I've learned there's more than energy in, energy out. It's a hormones game. One I've been losing for a long time. Me too. Dana, you kill me. I don't want to kill you, Dana. Adrienne said, add a dab of coconut or almond cream, like whipped cream on top.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I may try that. To eat my strawberries and my blueberries because I like them, but as soon as I hit a sour one, it's over for me. I'm like, I'm not eating this again for another.
Well, I tell you, when it comes to food, my house, when people come and visit me, they're like, where is all the good stuff to eat? I make sure that my house is empty and void of all that stuff that would make me go crazy eating it. So I would have to physically get up, get in my car and go to a store or go to a restaurant to get it. That's what I have to do. I know myself. I'm like, don't bring it in the house. And if I bring it in the house, it's a small portion that is over with. It's over with. And I have to go through effort to
I am totally with you on that. However, I live with someone. I live with a husband who has cookie stash places and chip stash places. Wow. And even if I don't get it, he gets it. And we just had a birthday party. So now everybody, when they leave their cakes. I'm like, take all this crap with you. So now there's cake and there's ice cream. And I'm like, Lord Jesus. So if I didn't live with anybody else, and when I don't, my husband's always like, why don't you give me anything sweet? Because if it's here, I'm going to eat it. And I don't want to eat it. Right? Ice cream is my downfall. So anyway, all right, maybe we should go to the next because I can stay on this one for a long time.
Another thing that is important is sleeping. I don't think that, so many times we think about what we eat and exercise, but sleep is right up up there. I was watching Good Morning America or something I was watching, and they were saying that's the most important thing that you can do for your overall life, no matter what age you are. You know, get adequate amount of sleep. So we just need to prioritize sleep when it comes to our physical and our emotional awareness. So they go hand in hand. So, you know, there's a lot of tips that they have for sleeping, like have a consistent bedtime, have a consistent wake up time, turn off those electronics, which I have the hardest time in the world doing that. I don't want to say, okay, turn them off before you go to bed. Avoid those caffeinated drinks before you go to bed so you can rest better. Try not to get those daytime naps because they throw off your internal clock when it comes to sleeping. And then
They do.
You might want to wind down with some herbal tea that doesn't have any caffeine in it, or you might want to wind down with a good book or something like that. But and then if you wake up in the middle of the night, like me, do not reach for your phone and start checking emails, text messages, Googling stuff, shopping on Amazon. Just put that far, far away.
It's like I'm supposed to be sleeping. If I go to the bathroom and I check, it's like, I wonder why do petals blow off in the summertime? It's like, what? I need to ask Google that. It's like, what? I'm like, who cares? What are you doing? Go back to sleep, nut job. This is me, you know, like in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. This picture is cracking me up because this was literally myself and my 2-year-old Misha baby this weekend. Like, why she had to come and climb over the top of my head like that, I don't know. But I woke up thinking, I'm never going to have enough sleep, Jesus. I'm never. Yeah.
That's a good warm spot right there. Why wouldn't you be there? Why wouldn't the dog be there? That's the best spot. That's the best.
On top of her head. That's where my Misha. I woke up like, what is this on my head? And she was like sleeping just like that. I was like, these kids need to go. This is why, like, when you mess with my sleep, you need to go. Tammy says sleep is delicious. Oh, Sarita, me too. Once my mind gets going on something, it's hard to stop. It's all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I'm like, why is my mind racing? And then I'm just like, if I don't go to bed, I will find myself up scrolling. And it won't even be Facebook. It's random stuff.
I know.
Random stuff. Like what happens to, like the other day I found myself reading an article on Japanese beetles. And I was like, why, Jesus? But here's why. Because I saw the article said Japanese beetles are taking over everything. And I was like, Japanese beetles. So I clicked on it and I was like, this is what's eating my husband's roses. And I was just like, oh my God, we got to do something about these Japanese beetles.
Tonight,
3 o'clock in the
3
morning.
o'clock in the morning. We got to do something about it.
3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, somebody said I have a pad of paper by the bed, which I brain dump every night before I go to bed. If I wake up, I add to it. Oh, that's a great idea.
Wow, that's good. Wow.
Brain dump every night. Tammy said, I used to do that. Maybe I need to start again. Girl, by the time I wrote that down, by the time I wake up at 3 o'clock, I'm gonna have some more stuff. It'll be I'm like, what happened to that thing I had 20 years ago? I used to have one of those, that thing. It'll be just like that thing. What happened to that thing I had 20 years ago? I don't know what that thing is now. I don't look for that thing in the morning, that thing.
In the morning time, I always check my browsing history, and I'm like, no, I did not look this all up throughout the night. I'm like, girl, bye. All right, next slide. Playing games, be it regular board games, physical play games, video games, they can help with your anxiety. I know a lot of people play a lot of the phone games. You can play them by yourself. You can play them with other people. They're a safe, fun outlet as long as you have a healthy balance when it comes to games.
Yes, Candy Crush.
I know, right? And then I think Dana was on and she was talking about some apps Now, I'm not one of those people that uses all these apps for meditation, mindfulness, stress, but there are a ton of apps out there. They'll measure your stress level. They will help you with your meditation, with all that. So if anybody knows of any good ones, please put them in the chat.
And I just want to say, if anyone knows how to play bid, who is patient, and wants to teach me how to play bid with, I'm always open. That's real stuff in the African American community, and they don't want to teach me. They're like, yeah, learn on your own. So nobody has time to teach me how to play bid, but I want to play bid because spades is, played out. So if anybody on here wants to teach me how to play bid with,
I'll try to connect you. I don't know how to play it myself. I've seen it being played, but I can help find somebody. We'll have a group of people trying to make an effort to get you playing bid whiz.
yes,
Dominoes. I'm a dominoes person, but I like the high numbers, like the, and there are a lot of people, they just like those double sixes, and I like those double nines and double 12s, and everybody like, no, I know that's too much math. I'm like, what? Anyway.
It's like my sister tried to teach me how to play dominoes years ago, but I didn't do it enough to, to like get the flow of it. But that's something else I want to do, mainly because in bid, I want to be able to throw the card down like bam. And then in dominoes, I want to be able to like throw the bones and be like, bam. See, I don't want to do like everybody else. Bam.
And know what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Right. Exactly. So I'll get cussed out because domino and bid is pretty serious.
Oh, yeah.
And spades, that's serious for people. So
yeah, most definitely. Okay.
Thank you, Karishi. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Miss Bright. I'm gonna call you, girl, so somebody can help me learn how to play bid. Okay.
All right, next slide. And then, there's a lot of little tools out there, the stress balls, people are doing the lava lamps now. They even have a lava lamp app, a stress ball app on your phone.
What?
Yes. And then, there's other pictures. Yes, it is. I looked it up. I did not download it. I don't have the app, but I saw it on there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you can do it all virtually. Even the lava lamp. And then on here you have that Zen garden. I've had one of those before. It didn't work that well with me, but I've had a Zen garden before. And then the bottom one for kids, a lot of kids, when I was working with kids, we use those glitter jars, and it's the same kind of concept as that lava lamp.
Can I just say, I love the lava lamps. When I'm at cafes and they have lava lamps or something like that, they had a homemade one, a DIY one that was like in a 2-liter bottle. And that thing, I was just like a kid. That thing just held me for like, I was like, this is so amazing how they do this. But also my niece, my Misha baby, who is 7, was over, and I told her to get someplace and sit down, right? And she said, Misha, can we watch YouTube? On YouTube, they have something called oddly satisfying videos. And I was like, are you really gonna watch this? There's like tons and tons of videos of people doing like power washing, making slime, making chocolates, shoveling. And it's called oddly satisfying videos. And I said, are you really gonna sit and watch these? And she was like, yeah. You watch them building some. I watched the man build a whole downstairs apartment with a pool in some and he did it with the spoon. He was like digging.
Yeah.
It was oddly satisfying. It was hilarious. I was like, did I just watch this whole video with this man digging his thing out of it? But there was like no stress. It was nothing to think about. It was just being in the moment with my grandbaby until she fell asleep. It was hilarious. Thank you, Dana, for sharing that. Yeah. Trivia Kings. And I don't have a link to oddly satisfying videos, but if you see one, man. And Tammy said, I tried one of the slime apps for about 3 minutes. About 3 minutes one time. Totally not satisfying. I uninstalled it immediately.
Wow. Next slide. Music, of course, music. It has a profound effect on your mood. Hyped music, fast music can get you going. And then that slow music can kind of relax and calm you down. So whether you're getting up in the morning and you want to play some music on your commute, you want to play some music, all of it has a great effect. And then dancing goes hand in hand with it. Have you ever been depressed when you're dancing? Have you ever been sad when you're dancing? No, it's just something about dancing. Right. And then you've got that gospel music that is inspirational and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, I mean, you can't go wrong with music and dance.
Just before you got on, Tanja, when you came on, actually, I was harassing Selena, who's doing our text for us today, and I was like, I'm sleepy. And she was saying, I'm sleepy too. And I had on Taylor Swift, shake it off, uh-huh. And so I was like, come on. And we were dancing. I was like, shake it off. Let's get it. We got to get some energy because you were sleepy. So yeah, I agree. I don't think I've ever seen a sad person dancing either.
No.
Interesting.
Okay.
Except maybe the Joker. That was the saddest movie ever. And he would dance. And it was the saddest movie ever. Yes, it made me so sad I couldn't watch it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, he had some good moves, though. He had some good moves. I love it.
He did, but he was very sad person.
Even though he's a Joker. Okay, next slide.
Right. That.
And then, Sarita, you were talking about nature, how you just had to get out there and get in your car and drive and see the sunset. Being out in nature or experiencing nature or just changing your scenery can do just so much to boost your mood. Okay, next one. Next slide, please. And then, everybody's been into these adult coloring books. Have you done the adult coloring books, Sarita?
You know what? I tried it on my phone. Okay. And then that was a little tedious for me. And then I bought some sheets and it's too small. Like I would rather just do the kids coloring books and color like that because everything is big, but they have so many little pieces, like I don't know, too much detail, like those flowers, that's too much detail for me. And I get tired after a while. So I need the big pictures like the kids. Right. And that helps me with coloring books.
Now, have you ever thought about why are there coloring books in the restaurants? I mean, coloring sheets in the restaurants for kids?
Oh, that's smart.
It's great for your mindfulness. It helps them to reduce anxiety. It helps them to focus on something, and it's relaxing. So if you don't want to opt for that adult coloring book, they've got all these new options now. They've got the dot to dots. They got the mosaic stuff. They've got the colors. So there's so many alternatives to it now that can be relaxing for some people. So
somebody put be happy, just add water. It's fantastic. Just need water and a brush and you can take it anywhere. But with the be happy, is it those little tiny sections? Because that for me, I bought like the color by numbers that you can put on your wall. And I was so excited to do it, but I did it for like 20 minutes and I was like, oh my gosh, this is too tiny. Like I needed my glasses to be able to fill in the, some of the spaces. It was too much, but if you can do it and don't need glasses, and she said yes for be happy, just add water, yes, but you do not have to be careful. The color reveal is the cool part. Oh, is that for adults or for kids? And Tammy asked, is it like the kids paint with water? Yeah. Dana said both. Cool. Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah. Next slide. And then I've got this hanging up in my bathroom. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. So happiness never decreases from being shared. And I think acts of kindness, sometimes when you focus on doing something kind and nice for somebody, whether you know them or not, that helps produce those endorphins and makes you feel good. So maybe come up with a project you like to do, maybe donating something to a food pantry, leaving some extra quarters in the laundromat for the next person, kind of, making complimenting people, just any kind of thing that can possibly make you feel happy by making someone else happy.
Oh, that's nice.
Much on ourselves, and let's focus on other people. It makes me feel good to do things for other people. So that might.
Yeah, I do too. And I was thinking, I used to do that all the time. Like some of the things you just mentioned, like the quarters and paying people, and I would never get it back. And then maybe like about sometime during COVID, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, I'm in Dunkin' Donuts, and I get to the window and they go, "Oh no, you're fine. Your meal's been covered by the card." You're like, "Oh my God, that's so awesome!" I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna pay for the people behind me." And then I was really happy the rest of the day.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And the next slide goes on to talk about volunteering. Sometimes that'll help you, as far as doing something a little bit more ongoing, long term, and then that kind of enhances your social networks as well. And then you'll spend time with other people, and it'll give you your time some sense of meaning. So volunteering is another thing you can do to help others. Yeah. And next slide. Just mindfulness. We always talk about being mindful. Just increase your practice of mindfulness. You see, I'm speeding up because look at the times. Really, I talk too long, too much.
Oh, good, useful conversation.
Good. Creating a calming space. This picture is one for children. It's always good for children. It's not a punishment space, but a calming space where they can, if they're feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated, and just need to go somewhere and just kind of relax and get themselves back together. It's good to have that for children, but it also works for adults as well. Have you a space somewhere where you can kind of, calm down, a quiet place where it's soothing and comfortable. And, for the kids, it's like a learning center. You might have some quotes up or whatever, but just that calming, safe space. It's good to have somewhere. And then the next slide, organizing. For me, organizing my house or working on a project to clean my house helps my mind. My mind, when I look at that first before pile, that messes my head up. It just throws me into a world of stress. So when I finally do a project and fold those clothes and put them up, or when I finally organize this area in a room, that does so much for my stress reduction. So organizing my space and my time are so helpful for me when it comes to reducing my stress.
Real talk. I agree.
Yes. And the next slide, you just tell me when we're going to stop, Sarita, because I know the time is ticking.
Well, you're like 4 minutes.
Okay, bucket list. If you're like me, over the course of this last year, you was thinking about all the things you wish you would have done or all the things you're planning on doing. Well, maybe you want to sit down and create a bucket list now and shift your thinking towards the future things, the positive experiences that you want to have in the future. And also they'll give you a sense of optimism and hope. So come up with a bucket list that you can focus on.
I need a bucket list.
Everybody needs a bucket list. Yes.
Well, Dana said if you need ideas for bucket list, there are a ton online based on travel, season with kids, etc. Oh, thank you, Dana.
That's right. Thanks.
Look up those.
Right.
I'm like, Google, I need a bucket list.
Right. And, like me, I think it's important for everybody to stay informed, but, we have to disconnect sometimes because all this information, all this news, and all the things that are going on in the world are overwhelming. So I try to set the time limit. I listen in the morning to kind of get an idea of what's going on locally, nationally, internationally for only a short period of time. Then I turn to Wendy Williams and I'm done with that for the day. Hopefully nothing else happens too bad over the course of the rest of the day, because I'm not going to get it again till tomorrow. You know?
Oh no, honey. Wendy Williams got gathered together real good the other day. She got gathered together real good. But I was gonna say, stay informed. I just want to say to anybody else who might be like me, when that notification comes up on your Facebook page, you've been on there for an hour, go ahead and get off.
Wait.
You can set a notification on Facebook, right? To like monitor how much screen time you have.
Mhm.
And then it'll say, like at some point during the day, it'll say, okay, you've done an hour of whatever you set it up for your time. So mine is set for an hour. It'll say, Sarita, you've been on Facebook for an hour. And so sometimes I dismiss it and be like, I'm doing my stuff. Or I'm like, you know what? It's been an hour. Let me honor my time that I set for myself and, and not be on Facebook or Instagram or any of those things. And so to anyone else who might be doing that, when you see that thing come up, go ahead and get off. Do yourself a favor.
I need to do that for my online shopping. Oh, boy.
Mm,
So let's go to the
yes.
next slide. We just talked about you can't do everything. You can't, when you feel overloaded, you just got to set time and put things on the list of priorities. What can be done now? What can wait? And that's how I try to live my life. There's some things, if I can put it off, and focus on the things I really need to get done, because when you have a whole long laundry list of things you got to do and you don't feel like you're going to accomplish it, that's stressful right there. So try not to do that.
Very true. Hey, it's 12:59.
Okay, and this is the last one. Accept yourself. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We got to learn to accept ourselves, to have a happier, healthier life. Let go of what other people might think about you, and try to focus on forgiving yourself and forgiving others. And hopefully that will lead to some emotional wellness.
Yay! Yay! Great job.
There's more that I missed, but there it is. There it is. We talk a lot. I told you I talk too much.
She wanted to make sure you guys got everything. That you got everything that you needed she could think of to make sure you had great emotional wellness. So thank you, Tunja. It's always a pleasure. And we love when you come. So
I love you guys.
Thank you.
I love y'all.
Thank you to everybody who's you participate in the chat. You guys know how we do. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for having both of us today. The poll is up, so please take a moment and complete the poll. And next week, you will kick off. There's nothing tomorrow and Friday. And next week, you kick it off with me, with your girl. I'll be here flowing with the challenges of parenting team and emerging adults. So if that is you and you need help in that area, join us for a really great conversation. All right. And then July 13th, we have relationships with Kathy, adolescent development and what it all means for parenting. Oh my God, with me. And then getting ready to launch and they got to get out, right? With Kathy, oh my gosh, let's have that conversation. And then Friday, July 16th, the Parents of Teens and Emerging Adults Cafe. Hey, Miss Barbara, I told you. All right, next slide. And that is it. Thanks, guys. Thank you for staying with us 1 minute over. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we will see you next week. Bye, guys. Thanks again, Selena and Tunja.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome, hon. Enjoy your day.
You too. Bye.